Hi everyone, my name is Shama. I'm with Girls and Geese. We're back for yet another edition of our Ask a Black Belt live Q&A. This is an opportunity for you to ask questions and get answers. So today we have a very special guest coming on. She'll be joining us here in just a moment. She's a competitor. She's as well as a business owner. She's a mother, a wife. Here we go. Hi, Victoria. How are
Hi, how are
you?
you?
Good. I gave you a little bit of intro. Go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get to know you even better.
Uh, well, my name is Victoria. I am 32, almost 33. I'll be 33 next month. Not next month, the following. We're almost in June, but not yet. I like to compete. I'm a mom. I have an academy with my husband, and I guess that's. I'm a bit nervous.
No,
I'm like
don't
shaking.
worry. No worries. It's just me and you talking, and then they're going to chime in and ask some questions, and I'll help filter it in. So I want to first ask you this. How did you get started in jiu-jitsu?
So the first time I started doing jiu-jitsu, I was 15. I lived with, I moved back to Brazil, with my aunt, and both my cousins did it. And one of our cousins used to teach, so my aunt kind of made me do it. And I trained for about like a month. He was very popular. He had like over, I don't know, 60 guys in the room every day. And back then it was only guys. Probably 98, 99% of the academy were men. So I didn't feel that comfortable. I tried, but I didn't like it. So I kind of stopped. And then in 2018, I started again. 2008, I started again. I did it for like 6 months with Marcus and Kishino. And then I got promoted to blue belt, but with like work uh, and college, I didn't have time. So in 2012, when we moved to the US, that's when I finally had the time to do it. And sorry, he's curious. That's when I finally had the time to do it. And that's when I started like dedicating myself, was in 2013.
That's awesome. So you had a few you dipped your toes into it a few
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
So and I was kind of the same way. I was around it for 7 years before I had any interest. I knew what it was. I had friends that trained, and I was just like, that is
yeah.
not for me.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of like how I felt. I was like, this is so perverted. I was like 15. I was like, this is so perverted. I don't want to do this. I remember the first thing I learned was a cross choke from Mount. I'm like, and then my cousin is like, oh, you come to Mount. I'm like, where? He's like, Mount. I'm like, what is this? And then he's like, this is normal. It's jujitsu. I was like, okay. But yeah, now I see it. It's normal.
It's normal. It's normal. What would you tell other, especially women? I think it's really intimidating, even more so for women, right?
Yeah, of course.
What would you tell other women that maybe kind of dip their toes in it a few times like you did? And like, what would you tell them to like, hey, just keep giving it a try. Maybe the timing wasn't right, you know?
Exactly. And I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, I wish I started earlier." But I think everybody has their own time, and I mean, the main thing is to find the right place. Sometimes an academy, Mama, sing, sorry.
It's okay.
Sometimes sometimes that the academy you're at, you're probably not comfortable because there aren't many girls, and then whenever you start, you find more girls. That's when you feel more comfortable. But honestly, like my main training partners are guys nowadays, and I remember what I used to look for were girls. But my like I said, the people I like to train the most nowadays are guys. So, I mean, it really depends on the environment. You know, sometimes you don't feel comfortable, but then it's just that little push you need, you know, with other women. And sometimes it doesn't have to be in your academy. You just have to have more like maybe follow some type of athlete that inspires you, you know, that will help you and guide you, even though they don't even know they're helping you and inspiring you. I mean, I when I started training again in 2008, Hanette was like my biggest inspiration. And she wasn't at the academy. I didn't have many girls to train with, but I would always, you know, think of her, of like, man, like, you know, so that's what like started pushing me. So even if you don't have many girls to train with, jujitsu is way bigger than that, you know?
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
so I love everything about it, like how it just, you know, the whole mindset and the lifestyle it brings you, you know. So after I started doing jujitsu, it just changed my whole like perspective of, you know, eating healthier and, you know, thinking about, oh yeah, the next day, if I don't know, if I have an ice cream today or if I have this drink today, tomorrow I'm gonna get smashed, you know. So it kind of helps you have a better lifestyle.
Oh, 100%. Did you know once you reimmersed yourself in '08 back into it, did you know like I want to compete, I want to just go all the way, or was it kind of again dipping your toes in and
Yes. So the reason, and I'm going to be very honest, the reason why I wanted to compete was to lose weight. I was like, I want to compete because I'm going to sign up for a division that I have to cut, and that's why I did it. And I remember I was so nervous. Oh my goodness, I was so nervous. And until this day, I get very nervous. But now it's different, you know. But when I first did it, it was to lose weight, and then now it's like the adrenaline, and it helps me like feel alive and have like perspective, you know.
no, 100%. How do you deal with the nerves? Do you have a secret that helps calm you down, focus?
So last year, I was feeling great, you know. This year, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the pressure from like doing well last year. I just feel so much pressure this year, you know, like my nerves. I haven't been able to sleep like the days
Mm,
before the tournament. It's been awful. So I'm trying to like work myself on improving that, cuz honestly, it's what I always tell myself is I don't have anything to prove. This is not
mm-hmm,
my job, you know. I don't make money out of this of competing, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
It's just a lifestyle. It's something that I love to do. So I don't know why I'm putting so much pressure on myself, you know? Um, I don't know if it's like an ego thing, which I probably think it is, you know? And, but I really want to be able to like get over this and start feeling better, you know,
Oh,
before
yeah.
competing. Yeah.
Well, I think you touched on something, it's like this pressure we put on ourselves, right? Like, ooh, I
Yeah.
won. Ooh, I had a really good year. Now I have to hold myself to
Yeah,
that same
exactly.
standard
Yeah.
because if I don't, then, but it's just false, right? It's
Yeah,
all in our
exactly. It's
head.
all in your head. It's all in your head. And I remember uh, Marcus would always tell me that competition is like 70% mindset, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody
100%.
trains.
Yeah.
Everybody's dedicating themselves. So a lot of the times, whoever has a better mindset that day, even though they probably don't have better technique than you, is the one who's going to take it.
100%.
And I'm trying to, you know, get it back where, yeah. And again, I had a very bad injury on my knee, and I think that was the main issue. Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel comfortable and I didn't feel confident because I knew my knee was really,
Mm-hmm.
really bad. So then that loss kind of brought took a little bit of my confidence away, even
Mhm.
though my knee feels better. Like I lost in a bad way, and it took away my confidence. So I'm trying to build it back up, and the only way to do it is, training harder and feeling confident with myself again. So I'm pretty sure, training and uh, dedicating myself like I did last year will bring me that confidence back. And I think everybody who competes, if you know you're putting in the work, you're going to feel confident. And
Mhm.
I think that's the main thing. If you're putting in the work, if you're working out, if you're training, if you're eating well, I mean, there's no way you won't be, confident.
Mhm. No, but I think that's a real thing. I think when you hurt yourself really bad in this sport
Yeah.
and then you come back, it's a psychological thing that comes into your head when, like, I don't want to hurt it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt it again.
Yeah.
And that messes with you because now you know that we can really get hurt doing this.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I hurt myself like 2 weeks. I heard it. So I did the Dallas Open, and this girl need barred me on my first
Mhm.
match, and oh, it was so bad. Like I didn't, it didn't hurt, but I tapped. Like I didn't even tap. I screamed because it just like popped so many times.
Ugh.
And I right then and there, I didn't feel it. I just kept on going to the next match, and it's funny because I was okay, but then when I got home and like the adrenaline went down, it was
Mhm.
bad. I didn't train for the whole week, and when I started training again, I had to change my whole game because of the knee, because it was just hurting so bad. And every day, like after training, I would like cry and, man, why did I do no gi if I was so close to pans? And I was like, but whenever
Mhm.
I got at pans, I felt really well. On my first match, I won by knee bar. And then on the finals, I was so nervous, and I knew that I've already faced that girl 4 times. She's amazing, and she was always a very hard match. So I knew, I was like, I have to be ready, but I wasn't confident enough. And then when I pulled, like, she went and arm barred me like right away, and that took all my confidence away for like the following ones. But I'll get it back. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, training will help me get it back for sure.
It comes back. I mean, it's a learning process, right? It's like life,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
There's so many things in life that build us up, and there's so many things in life that kind of like bring us down.
Exactly.
So it's like you just gotta. It's time, and it's processing how we think of things and think of ourselves and our abilities.
Mhm.
So yeah, you'll get there. You'll
Yeah,
get there. It's all a part of the journey,
of
like we can't
course.
get broken down if we can't get built up if we don't get broken down.
Exactly.
So how do you do it all? Because you're juggling a very full plate. How are you able to manage it all?
I don't even know. I really don't know. I always ask myself, like, how do I do it? And it's funny because a lot of people always tell me, oh, you should fight in the adults division. Oh, you should be doing worlds. I'm like, I can't. Like, I don't train nearly as, like, half as much of as the girls who do it. You know what I mean? Like, I try my
Mm-hmm.
best. I I try to work out as much as I can, like maybe 2, 3 times a week. I try to be at training at least once a day, 5 times a week. But that's the most I could do. I could only train in the morning, because then I have to pick up my oldest from school, and then, I have to give them dinner, and then get them ready for bed for the next day to start it all over again. But now where it's summer vacation for him, so maybe it would give me time to some days do like twice a day. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
I feel so bad because it's summer vacation. I'm like taking him to the gym all day. That's so selfish. So it's a lot. A lot of the times I feel like I'm being really selfish with both of them. Like I'm only thinking about my competition, and that's why I don't cut anymore. I only
Mm-hmm.
fight at middleweight because I don't have to cut weight, because whenever you cut, you get stressed, and then I'm going to take it out on them. And I don't want to do that, you know?
Hmm.
So it's a lot, but I mean, we can manage it. And my biggest inspiration on this topic is Karen. Karen Antunes.
Hmm.
And ever since I got pregnant for the first time and I had a miscarriage, it was always her because it happened to her. And then she had her baby, and like 7 months after having her baby, she won worlds, like adult worlds.
Hmm.
And
I
it's
remember
so
that.
hard. And until this day, I don't know how she did it. And I mean, she's amazing. So she's always, I'm like, what would, she did it. Like I could, try to like try my best. So yeah, I believe like in every situation, we always could be inspired by people who do great, and we want to always do great for ourselves, our family, and it's hard, yeah, but life is hard, so we could do it.
No, I remember when she did that. I think she was one of the first that actually like went from childbirth and then went and won the adult
She was the
worlds.
first,
She was the
for sure.
first.
Yeah,
And so she changed the standard of what, you know, women
yeah,
in the sport are capable
of
of, because everybody,
course,
it used
yeah,
to be like, oh well, you kind of, I mean, horrible, like it's really hard, you either have to have a kid and give that
yeah,
up,
yeah,
or
yeah.
or
It's
not have
and
kids and just keep going,
and she would like
and
breastfeed between her matches,
I
and
know,
you
I
know
remember.
how much like it like takes your energy away, like breastfeeding. Like she's so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think she's doing it again this year. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I thought she was signing up for. I don't know,
That would be
but she just had another
awesome.
baby. Yeah, she is awesome.
So, you talked about Hannette and you talked about Karen. Who are some other inspirations that have helped you along this journey?
So like jujitsu wise, um, I don't know her personally, but her game was one of the ones that I always tried to like do. It was Nicolini, Michelle, is Michelle,
Yeah,
yeah,
Michelle. Yeah.
Nicolini. Yeah, her game was like, I loved her game. I always tried doing some things that would adapt to mine. Mackenzie. She's like a personal friend, and her jujitsu is just so hard to like try to like copy her jujitsu because
Yeah.
you can't. She doesn't even know what she's gonna do that day. It was always a surprise. I would never want to fight Mackenzie because you couldn't expect what she was gonna do. She was just amazing. She could either pull guard on you or take you down. She had it all. So yeah, she was always like a big inspiration. Um, Nachieli was also a very big inspiration, but I mean, her game is amazing, but she's just so long, and I'm so small. Like I couldn't really get a lot from it, but I would like some of the things I tried. Yeah, there's so many amazing girls, and like the new generation that are coming, like Bianca Basili. She's not the new generation, but I mean, we were purple belts together, and I mean, she just won her first worlds last year, but she's been on it, like she's just been accomplishing so many things, and she's another one like that you don't know what's coming from her. She's amazing. There's so many amazing girls out there that I love to watch, and it's I mean, we're very lucky that the women's jiu-jitsu community is like growing tremendously nowadays.
Huge. Yeah, huge. I mean, it's leaps and bounds. I mean, you
Capacity.
talk back in '08, there were not nearly as, we
Oh
weren't
yeah,
getting as much of a platform to begin
yeah,
with.
yeah,
Those that were
for
doing the
sure.
hard work and doing it, you didn't hear about them unless you were there, you
Yeah.
know? You
Mhm.
really didn't, like, and then you start following them. But I mean,
Yeah.
times have definitely changed to
Mhm.
where women are a
Yeah,
lot more in the spotlight than they were, 15 years ago, for sure.
for sure.
So
Yes.
what
And I
are
mean,
some of, oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, 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 finish your thought.
No, and we have like some of the girls who really helped do that. It was like Via Mesquita and um, Hanette and Leticia. They're like although like Bia is not as old school as them, like she's been like changing the sport for
Oh,
us, and I don't even think
100%.
she's doing it anymore. I think she moved on to MMA, but and Louisa, I forgot, she's like
Mm-hmm.
one of my main inspirations. Her jujitsu to me is like amazing, and she's old school and she's still out there kicking butt, like it's incredible. I don't know how she does it. She's amazing.
Yeah,
Beautiful
it's a
jiu-jitsu. She's so consistent, and she's awesome.
for sure. It's cool to show it's and that's another testament is you see these master women going out there
Hmm.
and still killing it in the adult
Yes.
divisions. And
Yes.
that's no easy task these days. I mean these are trained professional athletes that are
Hmm.
competing at the highest level of sport at this time, which
Yes.
was leaps and bounds from where it was even 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Like so yeah, I love seeing that. It's like, yep, we can still hang with the young
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome to see that. I think Louisa. I think she's my age or maybe a year younger. I'm not sure. I think she's like close to 32. Or maybe 30, I don't know. But she's awesome. And I
Mhm.
mean, she's still out there giving it, her best. And she just, all she needs right now is Worlds to get the Grand Slam. So, I mean, and she just had a miscarriage last year, that's why she
Oh,
didn't fight at Worlds.
yeah.
So to like pick it back up, like people have no idea how hard it is. That's why I'm telling you about Karen. Like it's so hard, for you to get back. Like your body it just changes so much,
Mhm.
it like you lose all your strength because I mean, at least for me, I had for both my pregnancy, I had high risk pregnancy, so I couldn't train, I couldn't lift, I couldn't do anything. So I mean, getting back is so hard, like your timing is off, your strength is off. So it's so awesome to be able to see them, picking it back up and um, bringing it to like the high level again, even though they've been through a lot.
100%. What would you tell to, I mean, because this is not an uncommon thing. It's pretty common, for a lot of women to have miscarriages. What
Hmm.
would you tell someone in jujitsu who's going through that?
Um, so when I had my miscarriage, I had no idea how normal that was, and you don't see people talking about it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Cause cause when I had it, I blamed myself. Like, what did I
Mm-hmm.
do? Is it because I trained? Is it because I was working out? So we always blame ourselves, and it's not our fault. Like,
Yeah.
it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing that I thought after, was maybe something was wrong with the baby, and what if he was born, with some type of like problem that would just make it so much worse, so God
Mm-hmm.
always knows what he's doing. And like I said, it's so normal for it to happen. And I mean, it, if that's something you want, if you want, if it's like planned, it will happen again for sure. I had a miscarriage, and 2 months later, when I was able to start trying again, I got pregnant again, like right away. And those 2 months waiting were like the hardest two
Yeah.
months of my life.
Yeah.
I would think about it every day. I blame myself every day. I thought my body wasn't capable of holding a baby, um, but it was. So it's hard for sure, but like I said, everything has its own timing, and if it didn't happen, it's because it was what's the word in English? Sorry. It was like protecting you from something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's bringing you something a lot better. So that's how I was able to get through it.
Yeah. No, it's a very difficult situation to have to go through. And coming back after pregnancy or going through something like that, did you go slowly back into it, or did you kind of
Well,
dive in? Because you said your body changes, right? A lot.
it does. So with my first one, I started, kind of training again after about a month or two. And I wanted So I had this whole plan of, starting to compete again.
Mm-hmm.
When I started feeling good again, I was about a little over, he was almost a year old, a little over a year old. So I had a super fight, which was like my first super fight. And then, no, my first super fight at brown belt. Because as soon as I got pregnant, I got my brown belt. Um, and we didn't know I was pregnant. So I started, so I got that super fight, and I had this whole thing planned out for like competing Europeans. We had like tickets and everything to go to Europeans, and then do Pans, Worlds, and then after that, I was planning on getting pregnant again with the second one. But then I had this other super fight scheduled, and my weight wasn't going down, which is very rare. And I was like, this is so weird. So this was a Sunday, and my super fight was the following Friday. And I was like, I'm just going to stop at CVS and get a test. And yeah, I was pregnant again. So, like, I was like, no way. I can't believe this. Like, we had everything planned. We were going to Europe to compete. And, well, we did it all. We went to Europe. I didn't compete. And then that's like when the COVID started happening while we were in Europe. Like, people were wearing masks, and I was like, this is so weird, you know? And then when we came back, like a week before, 2 weeks before Pans, it was canceled. And then Worlds was
No.
canceled, everything was canceled. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about, perfect timing. Like I didn't want it then, but like I didn't lose all the tournaments that I thought I was gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I ended up winning that whole year of pregnancy. I lost it like everybody else, but at least I had the baby, then. And then whenever everything started picking back up, I was ready to start competing again. So when Nicholas, my youngest, was around 7 months old, that's when I started competing again. Um, it was hard for sure. Because, like I said, the timing and the strength and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and like breastfeeding, it drains you. Um, but after a little while, I was able to start picking it back up.
Yeah. Get back into it.
Yes,
Yeah, the timing was right on that one.
I know it was perfect timing. Seriously, It was funny because I was like, man, I can't believe. I wasn't like mad. I was just like,
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like I had everything planned out. But yeah, it didn't work out, but it worked out perfectly.
So what are some of your goals going forward? What are some of your plans for 2023, 2024?
Um, so 2023, I still plan on I have Master Worlds, and I want to do Nogi Pans again, and hopefully Nogi Worlds. We'll see. And 2024, I don't know. We'll see whenever we get there. Yeah,
There's
but
no
yeah,
telling.
we'll never know. I'm not planning anything too much ahead, but
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well, that's awesome. It's awesome to see it. You are now a testament to you can do it all. It's not easy.
It's not easy for sure.
It's
For
not
sure.
easy, but you're doing it all. You're out there doing it all. And so that's really awesome to see that, you were inspired by, and now you are the one inspiring. And that's the whole cycle, right? That's the whole amazing process of, being a human and being in this sport. We are coming into jiu-jitsu at a very unique time where, it's just going to be normal. Like in another 10 years, it's going to be normal. Oh, I had a baby. Oh, I'm just breastfeeding. Okay, let me
Well,
go
you
do my
see,
match.
yeah, like Nachieli, she just had a baby. I think her baby is 2, and she's back.
Yeah, yep. She
Sorry.
just bounced back
Yeah,
and
and
did
she's
it.
doing world this year, and I am cheering for her for sure. Hopefully, she gets it, and she's another one that could show the world that being a mom is, where we could do it all.
Oh, that's so amazing. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you doing
Thank
this.
you.
It
Thank you.
sounds like you're more needed elsewhere. So
Sorry.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. But thank you so much for taking time out to be a part of this. I think we
Yes,
have a
thank
really
you.
important discussion for a lot of women, that can
Thank you so
relate to
much.
this.
This was great. Yes, thank you. I
No,
appreciate it. Thank you for inviting
absolutely.
me.
100%. Thank you so much for supporting, and inspiring again, like the cycle continues. Here you are showing
Yes.
you can do it. You can sit here and do an interview and you can interact with your child and take care of his needs and you're doing it all.
Thank you.
No
Well, it was
problem.
great to talk to
You,
you,
you
and
too.
hopefully we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. I'll be back in Texas sooner than later.
Yes. And
Thank
hopefully
you.
I could visit Hawaii and see you there one day.
Yes, please come anytime.
We'll see you soon.
Take
Have a
care. Thank
great
you,
day.
everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this discussion, and we will see
Yes.
you all later.